Steve Bollinger, welcome to Succession Stories. I'm excited to speak with you. You're a serial entrepreneur. You've got an incredible background. Your journey from the military to following your passion in entrepreneurial ventures is an exciting one. Welcome.
Thank you.
And we've met because of the Tepper School of Business, and you're a fellow adjunct professor. So we'll also want to talk about that. Why don't we start with you? Tell me your story.
Well, it's a long and twisted story, but it began with the United States Military Academy. I was looking for an engineering opportunity, and my father introduced me. He was from the Navy. He introduced me to the United States Military Academy and the United States Naval Academy. And he asked me, do you want to live your life on sea or do you want to live it on land? I said, I prefer land, Dad. He goes, well, I think you should think about West Point. So I began my path there. I had a great experience at the academy. And from there, we graduate as second lieutenants and join the military. I became an artillery officer. I was blessed to be an airborne ranger. I was able to do some great things in the military. I spent my 5 years in, which is a requirement to be a West Point graduate. But after my last Gulf War, my wife, who was a news anchor at the time, said, either you're going to marry me or Uncle Sam. And 32 years later, I made the right decision. I'm still married to my lovely bride. So at that point, I needed to figure out what I wanted to do next. And my father, I went back to once again, and he said, son, I said, Dad, I haven't practiced engineering. I don't really know what a civilian does. He goes, well, sales, my son, get into sales, where the rubber meets the road. I'm like, okay, Dad. So there was a recruiting group that specialized in academy graduates that were getting out of the military. And at that point, I decided that I wanted to get into medicine. I've always had a passion for medicine, but I wasn't in the top of the class at West Point, and only the top 1% can actually go into medicine from there. So I was always interested. So at that point, I joined a company called Technitel, which was a really interesting company, a mature company dealing with the cardiovascular space. And I began there. It advanced to I became the youngest sales trainer, and then my